I know and love myself, an undefended heart. There's a reaction or response to that undefended heart in me anyway. One of the natural things to think about or that would come forward would be, how can I protect myself if I'm not defending my heart? We're always being practical. When you look at yourself in the mirror, do you smile at yourself? This child here is so obviously delighted. Is that how you approach looking at yourself in the mirror? At least maybe some of the time? Oftentimes, when we're looking at ourselves in the mirror, it's, we're brushing our teeth or we're checking our hair or something like that. So, this isn't kind of an everyday looking in the mirror unless you've made it into a practice. But if you were to either look into a mirror and look into your own eyes in the mirror and smile, notice what that feels like. And can you tell by looking at yourself, by the look on your face as you're looking at yourself in the mirror, can you tell that you're loved? That you love yourself? And this might be a little bit difficult or shaming. We might be, well, I should, I've done all this practice. Or there might be a grief or a sadness. Wow, when I look in the mirror, all I see is some imperfection. This is not a simple practice for adults, for sure. And not for many children either, depending on their age. At that age, there probably is the most delight in their own being and their own self than they're ever going to have. Let's just stay with that for a minute. When I look at myself in the mirror, so we could be looking into our younger self. We could see our younger self in those eyes that look back from us. And sometimes when we have compassion, we really feel soft and warm. That, yeah, there was something going on there that was really difficult. When I was younger, sometimes I wasn't reaching out in healthy ways. I got involved with people that were not good for me. Let yourself feel into that for a moment. And you look into your eyes now and see your younger self. And you tell that they are loved. It's a practice. We make space in our own mind and hearts for this wonderful complexity of being human. We have these mammal bodies, these primitive brains that are trying to protect us all the time. And we also have these loving hearts and this higher level brain development. We're human beings. We love people. We can cultivate loving ourselves as well. But what we are always working with is this negativity bias of the primitive brain and the people that we live around. If we live around people who are not well regulated emotionally, that makes it a lot harder for us. And also, if we are living around people who are well regulated emotionally, that makes it easier. So we also have that. And right now, with COVID, especially, and before that happened as well, there was a lot of anxiety and worry. So, not that many people are actually well regulated a good portion of the time. It's something that we all have to continue to work with. Let's go into imagining a visualizing practice. And if you want to have your eyes closed, if you want to journal, however you want to do this is just fine. Visualize this using all of your senses. What would your life be like if you were consistently kind and compassionate with yourself? And let this come alive in your mind. You're present with yourself. You're not disconnected like you might be now a lot of the time. You're grounded in your body, move easily. We have an awareness of our breath, and we're not holding our breath anymore. Our breath is full. There's ease in our breath. And take a few deeper breaths and let your body relax or move a little bit. Feel into that. If I was consistently kinder and more compassionate with myself, everything else would be relaxed. My mind would be kinder. We notice those shaming thoughts because they're just not what's normally here anymore. It's not the water we swim in anymore. So if we have some kind of a thought like, oh, you're such an idiot, or you're so fat, or whatever it might be, we noticed it and we go, whoa, no, no, that's not true. I'm going to stay with kindness. And then we can come back in. We might hold our own hand. We might actually look at ourselves in the mirror, put our hand on our heart. I know that's not true. And I'm not going to say things like that to myself. Take some deep breaths, relax your body, and then just come back into connection. What else would change? How would you wake up in the morning? A lot of times, people with trauma wake up with a feeling of dread and go through our days like that too. Maybe that would change. What would it be like? What would your life be like if you were connected in a real kind and loving way? And if you were to imagine now looking in the mirror, looking into your own eyes in the mirror, could you smile? And what would your relationships be like? One of the things that's so common with trauma is that people have hurt us and we have social anxiety. We isolate, and COVID has certainly made that worse. So if you feel isolated now and you have that anxiety about being around people, some new, maybe some people that you're around now too, that would ease. If you didn't experience other people as a threat, well, that's a big statement because we don't want to be foolish and ignore threats. We're not in a freeze or denial. But if we genuinely had more trust in our own resilience and strength, and that our fallback would be compassion for myself at all ages, there would be a natural outgrowth of kindness and compassion for others. We understand what's going on with them. We might still have a very good boundary around that. There's a practicality to it. We wouldn't be in survival mode all the time. Let's feel into that as well. Feel it in your whole body. That feeling of being at ease, well regulated. It's not like we enjoy it when someone is being a jerk, but we don't take it into us as something wrong with us. We don't turn on ourselves as well. We're able to stay with our breath, stay well regulated. And then what happens? We feel more at ease. And we've all experienced this. When we're with someone who we feel at ease and we know we're not going to be judged, There's an aliveness there that isn't there when we're in a protective mode. We're more funny, more creative. Let's feel into that. We'll take a few minutes with that so you can really develop that in your mind right now. Feel it in your body. So, if we're going a little bit deeper into the inquiry with that, you might even bring up some faces of people that you feel a bit anxious around. And as you're looking at them, look to see, what is it about that person? Is it the look on their face? Is it my past experience with them? If I could really trust myself that they're not going to throw me so far off kilter that I'm going to go into a survival response, what would that change in terms of relating with them? I'm at ease, I'm confident, I'm looking to have some fun and some nice connection with people. And let this into your heart as well. When I bring this up for myself, there's a lot of grief for what I've missed out on, that overprotection. Let yourself take some time with this. What all is here? And be careful that you're not going into shaming. These are unconscious processes. The primitive brain is involved in our neuroception, our perception of threat. It bases it on everything that's ever happened to us. So if we've been hurt by other people, which every single one of us has to some extent, then we're going to have a natural kind of protectiveness there. So we're looking in part in these inquiries to really see, is that neuroception accurate? And how could we make it more accurate? So you might be looking at an image of somebody or an image of yourself sitting in a car, not able to really get out and go into that meeting or into that social gathering, or maybe you've just decided, no, I don't have the energy for that. And if you could really be kind and patient with yourself, we could stay with that for a bit. What does it feel like in your body? What are the thoughts in your mind? You might want to do some tapping on your forehead if there's some thoughts that are persistent or that feel threatening. Put them in a frame. Look at the space all around them. So all of those tools that we have. Is this person really a threat, or are they the kind of threat that I need to stay away from? Is this something that I have the resilience and equilibrium to stay with now? And you might even be visualizing a different way of relating to them. So this is somebody that routinely doesn't treat you well. Maybe you could say something different or do something different. And stay really connected in your body and your breath as you're looking at this. And let yourself really feel into the ease. What does it look like on your face when you're having fun? Maybe you've just made a joke and everybody's laughing, or you're just sitting there appreciating the people that you're with. And we have that confidence that we can handle ourselves. It's okay for us to relax. We don't have to defend our heart the way we did before, whether that was a day ago or a decade ago. Could I ease into being less defended in my heart? And then let all of that kind of drop away and just feel into that in your body and feel into it in your heart. Bring your attention into your heart for a bit. I'm kind, compassionate with myself. I'm on my own side. I keep working to make my neuroception more accurate. And I'd like to have some fun and be connected. And what is that I could do to help cultivate that? And then bring up the mirror again and look into your own eyes, either in your mind's eye or in an actual mirror or in a picture. Do you feel that love? Can you see that on your face? Take a few deep breaths. Relax your body, head to toes, and open your eyes.